Welcome back, guys. I want to talk a little bit about what meditation actually is because there's I don't know, there are just some crazy misconceptions and misunderstandings about what meditation means. So, I just wanted to clarify on that based on my experience and understanding. So, as we pretty much know, meditation is this mind body practice connection that uses focus attention to train awareness. So, that's one of our goals here. And detach from, reflexive automatic thoughts and achieve emotional calm. So, it has these three components to it. So, you're learning how to develop your awareness skill, and at the same time, you're learning to stay away from these automatic, invasive, racing thoughts that sometimes, come across your mind. And you're also learning how to develop or establish or achieve an emotionally calm state. That's it. That's the goal here. Well, we want all three of these things at the same time. So when I told a friend that I had meditated, just the other day, one time, he just randomly assumed that I was just sitting on my tush, my butt obviously, or on a pillow, and just breathing in and out while just ringing a mantra something like that for 20 minutes or something, or half an hour. And that's it. And that's it. Personally, I think this is one of the worst stereotypes of meditation that mainstream society has conveyed to ordinary folks like him. Because, first of all, just there's many different ways you can meditate. So you don't necessarily have to sit on the ground, on your butt, on a pillow. You could even sit on a chair. It's totally fine, depending on what kind of meditation you're doing or how you prefer to do it. And secondly, it doesn't really focus on what meditation is about. It misses the entire point, the big picture. Because from the outside, it looks like some kind of abstract physical breathing exercise, and that's it. What is this guy doing? It's some weird, funny thing going on there. So, it's not really a helpful way to conceptualize meditation, understand it, and the people who just picture it this way also tend to complain that it sucks or it doesn't work. And unfortunately, they miss the whole point. So let's elaborate on that. All you really need to know about meditation is that you're just trying to train your awareness ability. It's going to come in handy later in life. Detach your mind from reflexive automatic thoughts. These are the same thoughts that bother us in life, and achieve emotional calm. Because when you're able to do all three of these things, by doing so, you're able to use this technique, you're able to use meditation or a grounded technique to develop this strong mind-body connection. And that's going to help you to focus on different goals and responsibilities in life, and without having any distractions that interfere from that. That's all it is, because we all want to live long, healthy lives. We want to be the best that we can be. And, in life, that's the thing that really bothers us. We usually have no sense of awareness. We're constantly distracted. We waste a lot of time, a lot of energy, and we feel miserable in the end. But meditation is going to help us eliminate all that so that we do feel healthier, and we're able to, focus on all those little things that really matter in life, okay, regardless of what they are. So you could do what I do if you're new to meditation, and sit down on a chair in your backyard if you have one, or somewhere else, an empty room, and just stare straight at a random point on an inanimate or stationary object. You don't want something that's moving because that's distracting. While you take slow, steady breaths, deep breaths, right, until you're done with the whole process. And again, I mentioned, based on my technique, the time is less relevant. So it's not something like, oh, you must do this for at least 18, 20 minutes a day. So I know some forms of meditation, time makes it easier to establish that meditative state, like transcendental meditation, sometimes color meditation. We'll talk about them just a little bit. But with the thing I do, it's just something you can do in as little as 5, 10, 15 minutes. You don't need too much time. Whatever is comfortable for you. Until you're satisfied and you kind of notice you've established that state. Or yeah, there are other forms of meditation. You could do color meditation. This one's worked well for me in the past as well. It was the way I started understanding what meditation was about and how to develop it. But I've moved on to just object meditation. But with colorful meditation, this is a mindfulness technique where it involves closing your eyes. So your eyes are not open. And you're kind of like imagining these different colors on the spectrum. You're going to start with one particular color, and then it's going to blend to another one, then into another one, and then into another one. And at the same time, you're taking those slow, steady, deep breaths, and they get deeper and deeper and slower. So kind of has overlap with what I'm doing, except your eyes closed. And the thing you're focusing on are colors, not some spot on some inanimate object, like a fence or a tree or some object in a poster or whatever it is on your wall. So there's some differences in nuance here. But of course, some people are into something that's a little bit different, like let's say transcendental meditation. And that doesn't really involve concentrating on something specific, like a color or object. But you're sitting down with your eyes closed for more or less like 18, 20 or more minutes. And you're doing this through the aid or support of some kind of personalized mantra. And that mantra could be a sound or something else. But anyways, it doesn't matter what kind of meditation you're doing. And there's like lots of them. These are just a few. I'm just using to exemplify what I wanted to talk about today. The end result, that end product, right, is going to be similar no matter what you do or how you meditate, for the most part. A lot of them help you regulate your emotions, lower your blood pressure, improve your heart rate, your breathing. And the thing is, when you've kind of mastered these kinds of skills, then you're able to use it to deal with trauma or anything else for that matter that's causing stress and problems in your life. But anyway, yeah, wanted to keep this one shorter, so just wanted to tell you that's not what meditation means. Meditation isn't just sitting down on your butt, breathing for arbitrary amount of minutes, and that's it. That kind of paints meditation with a false picture, in my opinion. You need to know what the goal of meditation is, what the process is really about. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything out of it. All right, I'll see you in the next one.